Oof, guys, stocks are selling off right now, and you guessed it, I'm buying. We're going to cover what stocks I'm buying right now. I literally bought a couple stocks today. We're going to cover those and go over why the market's selling off. What the heck's going on? We're going to break down the charts on SPY, QQQ, and go over just in general my plans, what stocks I'm watching that maybe I didn't necessarily buy yet. So, a lot to talk about, a lot to break down. Hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join the Patreon if you guys want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates. That's linked down below, also pinned in the comments. And let's just dive into it, man. And I didn't make videos yesterday because I was actually at a Google Finance event. They invited a couple creators out to really share their Google Finance beta, right? The features that they have and really what's coming in the pipeline or down the pipeline, which I can't necessarily talk about right now. But that was a great event, man. And let me say, big things are coming. Google Finance, get ready. It's about to get real good. I'll leave it at that. But that's where I was at yesterday. Google Finance in New York City. We had a great time. Shout out to them. I got to meet a bunch of fellow creators. They were awesome. Shout out to them as well. And now let's just dive into it, man. It has been a rough day so far. Not a terrible day. It's not like we're collapsing. I mean, yeah, we're down, but it's just, a sell-off type of day as the VIX is up 5%, pushing 19. I have AMD's chart here. We're seeing AMD stock fall, and just in general, a lot of tech stocks. So tech stocks are leading the sell-off here. And let's be honest, they just got way too hot. The NVIDIAs of the world, the AMDs, the Palantirs, you name it, right? Google's actually holding up pretty well, funny enough, but Amazon's selling off. A lot of these just got way too hot. So we're seeing those drop. That's leading the tech sell off. That's bringing down the market. We also got pretty rough jobs data. A report from Challenger, Gray, and Christmas showed that October had the highest number of layoff announcements since 2003, and this bearish jobs data has added to concerns about the overall economy. You know what I mean? And of course, the government shutdown that's still looming, right? It's been shut down now for what? How long? A month? I don't even know. I've lost track of time. So there's a lot going on, and we're heading into the holiday season right now. Tariffs are overhanging the economy. It's interesting times. We'll leave it at that. But overall, weaker jobs data, tech leading the sell-off. That is what we're getting today, and it's this has been a sell-off that I think has been much needed. Typically, we know that September is a bad month for stocks. This year, it wasn't. October wasn't a bad month either. Now November is here, and we're starting to get the sell-off. Ever since really the beginning of November, we've been selling off. And with that being said, guys, looking at the charts here, SPY is still above a key level. You can see here, if I draw this out, SPY still above 670, which is right above the 180 SMA and also above this resistance that, was resistance for a good couple of weeks at 670. So the fact that we're, maintaining that as support, that's a phenomenal sign for the bulls here that, guys, this might just be a pullback and the uptrend's continuing. I mean, it is. The uptrend is continuing in terms of it holding higher lows here, but now we have to kind of confirm that rebound, which is what I'm waiting for. And QQQ, same thing. We're pulling back ever since November started, right? And now we're pretty much right at 612, 613, right around that 180 SMA, right around that old resistance. I think this will act as support. So, yeah, we got some not the best jobs data numbers, right? Tech stocks leading the way, the sell-off, but it's much needed. It's a healthy pullback, and the indices here, SPY, QQQ, look phenomenal on the chart still. So, guys, I bought more Meta. Number one, I bought more Meta stock, ticker META, which you guys know I started buying pretty much right after the company reported earnings and their stock tanked. The company reported very good earnings. I could pull them up here. Let me do this now that I have, this tool, right? So I can pull up this. We can see Meta earnings. Give me a second here, guys. They crushed it. They beat EPS, revenue, guidance was phenomenal. There's no need to really dive deeper into the earnings, but the tax charge and the skepticism over, the spending on AI, capex. They had a one-time tax charge of 16 billion. They're spending too much capex, right? Which I don't necessarily agree with that they are. I think the sell-off is overblown here, so I'm adding it. It's a no-brainer in my humble opinion in terms of big tech stocks. Sure, there could be other stocks out there that are at a better valuation, but in terms of big tech, risk reward, I think Meta is up there as one of the better plays right now, trading currently at a 27 PE ratio. The company just grew big time. They're obviously super profitable. This is a no-brainer. I got my average cost down to I think 660 today, roughly. I started buying at $684. I bought more, I think at like 630, 640, right? So I was able to get that cost down. I bought more today at 625. So we're down, I think, even more. Where's Meta at now? 621. So this stock just keeps on dipping, man. But I'm adding slowly. This is money that I don't need in the next month. I'm investing in Meta, right? This is going to be money that, hey, in a year, 2-3 years, if I can access, I can access it, but if I want to get to it, I think by then Meta is going to be $1,000 a share. I'll be honest. So I'm buying this dip. It's a no-brainer. And I'm also buying more Toast. TOST reported earnings. They crushed it. The stock's down today because all tech's down. If you saw Toast yesterday, their stock popped 10% after reporting earnings, and the company reported EPS. Get ready for this, guys. I think they actually, what do they do? The company reported GAAP EPS of 16 cents, which beat the analyst expectations of 13 cents on revenue of 1.63 billion, 25% growth year over year, and that beat the 1.59 billion expected. So they beat EPS, beat revenue. Their annual recurring revenue, their ARR, grew 30% year over year to exceed $2 billion as of the 30th of September. They added approximately 7,500 net new locations during the quarter. We can go on and on and on. They announced a partnership with Uber. Toasted, right? They expanded their partnership with Uber, aimed at helping restaurants better manage and drive guest demand from off-premise sales. I mean, at this point, man, Toast, in my eyes, fundamentally is a very strong company, good numbers, profitable, right? And the chart looks great as well. Look at this chart right here, guys. Part of the reason why I bought it as well. The fundamentals are good, but the chart backs it up. So Toast hit $50, I think, back in August. Saw a big drawdown. It's holding the uptrend at a higher low. And in my opinion, man, it's clearly a stock that was waiting for the earnings. We got the pop. And now I think when the market kind of settles down, SPY QQQ, we start getting the rebound, I think Toast is going to go over $40 like that. No problem. In my opinion, it could go down more. Who knows, though? I mean, trade at your own risk, guys. Invest at your own risk. But that's Toast. I added more Toast. And I'm looking to add more, or I did add more, DeFi technologies, which you guys are going to be like, Stas, DeFi technologies is crashing. It is, but it's a speculative stock. And we saw the descending triangle, all, clear as day. So I'm not surprised this is happening. I was kind of expecting this. So I added more shares to DEFT today because I just think this is mispriced. I genuinely do. The company is reporting earnings. Let's see if it's public yet, what day they're reporting earnings. But I think this one, it's getting nailed with the overall market. It's getting nailed with crypto being down, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the whole 9 yards, you name it. I don't think it's going to last. I think this is one of those companies where, it's going to take some time, honestly, to reverse back. But I think if you sit on it, I think earnings are coming up. I think they're going to, perform pretty well. Maybe not necessarily I think they'll do well this earnings, But if they're able, this is the type of company, if they're able to string a couple quarters in a row, management really starts, hammering the growth areas of the business, DeFi Alpha, SoFi, obviously Valor with the ETPs in Europe. That's the main part of the business, which they're at 1 billion assets under management, and the company's trading at a market cap of like 600 million now. Who knows, 700, whatever it's at. I think they're going to be just fine. I genuinely do. This company's profitable. They're growing. I think they're going to be fine. It's a riskier stock. It is what it is. But I am adding more DeFi technologies. I started buying at like $2.30-40 in that ballpark. So I am down percentage-wise about 15 to 20% right now. But dollar-wise, I'm not getting crushed, right? This, and I've said this from the beginning. When I first started buying the stock, it's a small company. I'm putting in an amount of money I'm willing to lose, and it could be a multi-bagger, but it also could be a money eviscerator, whatever you want to call it. It could go either way, but I'm making the bet that this will be a multi-bagger. I bought more today at $1.63. I bought more last week, I think at $1.84. So I'm just continuously adding, and eventually I'm going to cap it. There's going to be a point where, okay, if this thing gets under $1 somehow, which I genuinely don't think it will, but if it somehow got under $1, I'm not going to buy more. I'm not going to keep chasing it down. At some point, you have to cap your buys, guys, and kind of stick to where you want or how much of your portfolio you want a stock to be. And at this point, I'm pretty sure DeFi is around 3% of my portfolio. It's a very small amount. So I'm cool with that. And like I've said, when it comes to smaller cap companies, companies that could be a multi-bagger, but they're very risky, or there's a lot of risk, right? I put a small amount of money in these, but an amount of money that could still be significant if it does become a multi-bagger. Because look, if I bought DeFi Technologies with like $500, right? It's like, okay, it could be a multi-bagger. If it goes 5-10x, all right, I make what, a couple grand? That's nice and all, but I'd much rather, let's say, have 5, 10, 15, 20K in something like this. It's still a smaller position for me, let's say, hypothetically. But then if it does become a multi-bagger, the numbers are juicier. You can make a couple 10,000, 10, 15, 20K, whatever. More if it goes up more. Hypothetically, that's with small cap or just small companies that have that multi-bagger potential. That's kind of what I'm looking for with this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And of course, VTI, always buying VTI, which is an ETF that tracks the overall stock market in the US, large, mid, small cap. It's so easy. If you're just an investor that doesn't want to be hands-on, you want to set it and forget it, VTI is the way to go. It's the opposite of DeFi Technologies. DeFi is a risky play, could be a 5, 10, 20xer, who knows. But VTI is a more safe, longer term investment. You're probably not going to 20x your money on VTI, guys. Sorry to break it to you. You're not going to 20x your money unless you hold it for 200 years. Who knows? But I'm joking, obviously. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's a more stable investment. You're not looking to really blow up in terms of, make 50% a year or something. You're looking for that stable 6 to 8 to 10 to 12%. That's what VTI can provide. So that's overall, guys, what I'm looking to buy, what I have bought. The overall breakdown on the market. It's not the end of the world. Much needed pullback. And if you have a long-term time horizon, you're good. Buy the dip, set it, forget it. And I just realized, I know I'm wrapping up the video, but oh my goodness, this might be a video or a topic for the next video. Celsius, Duolingo, oh my God, they're each down 27%. OKLO's down 12%. Yeah, I'll save that for the next video, guys. We'll save it. So hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon if you guys want to be a part of that. See my portfolio updates week in, week out. Be a part of the Discord, the whole 9 yards. That's on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stassurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, I'll see you guys there. Have a great rest of your day.